Yo, Snackers, what's up? I got a unicorn on my shirt here for today, and also I was gonna wear this My Little Pony hat with unicorn, but it doesn't match this shirt at all. Actually, it kind of matches. Anyway, yeah, it's way too hot with that on. Okay, so my Think Geek newsletter informed me that Tuesday the 9th was National Unicorn Day. It showed up on my recommended list on Netflix a couple days ago. Unicorn Store, starring Brie Larson, directed by her, screenplay by, I don't know, I'll put it up on the screen if I'm even going to use this take. This movie was made in 2017, but released by Netflix this year, just a couple days ago. I wouldn't be surprised if it were, like, directly on the 9th, but I could look that up or whatever. I totally went to go see Captain Marvel yesterday just so I could prepare myself for this with all the Brie Larson and Samuel L. Jackson. And I also watched Missing Links, so we can kind of pretend that that's sort of like Kong Skull Island, right? I mean, I watched Unico earlier this week. I watched Unico 2 earlier this week. I watched Scott Pilgrim vs. the World earlier this week for like the 5th time this year. Not because I love the movie, but because it had Brie Larson in it, and also Nelson Franklin.
Hey, come on, you know everyone, right?
Yeah, pretty much I do.
Whom IMDb is telling me was also in Captain Marvel. Wait, he played the medic? I've totally been preparing all week to make this video. I didn't just watch Unicorn Store for the first time just this morning. There's something really complex and weird going on here. It's not like the themes are ineptly handled. It's not like they're not explored as much as they should be. Take the example of her boss, Roger.
There is zero creativity in this company, and it is killing me.
So at first it looks like Roger is on her side artistically.
I like that. Is your shampoo coconut?
Then it turns out that he's just a major creep.
Yes.
Talk to me more about the lingerie.
Kit initially trusts Roger. Her faith in him is misplaced. And though she initially mistrusts the Unicorn Store, that faith proves justified.
How do you know where I work? And also, are you gonna murder me?
Murder? Kid, this is a legitimate place of business and the opposite of murder.
It's Red Rum. So that's what Red Rum means. So a basic rundown. Brie Larson's character Kit gets kicked out of art school for being too unorthodox. She finds a job at a temp agency. Kit is unsatisfied with her home life.
No one is calling you a failure.
That's code for we think you're a failure. She gets an invitation to the store. It's a unicorn store.
Unicorns?
It's a really interesting thread going on where Kit is selfish.
Has anyone ever told you you are a very selfish person? Huh?
And in her desire to pursue a unicorn, learns that she needs to let go of some of that selfishness. Because unicorns only go after the pure in heart. It's a crappy take, but we'll go with it. So was she selfish in being dishonest? Trying to protect herself from what her parents think of her, when the world would be so much better if she continued to color outside the lines, regardless of what the authority says. Selfishness, when it applies to being an artist, is actually withholding your art from the world. So in an attempt to let go of her selfishness, Kit realizes that honesty is the best policy. She'd been lying to herself. Boxes, little boxes made out of cardboard, and they go in the shelf, and then they come back down. Boxes symbolic of her creativity. She put away those things before she applied for the position, and then had instincts to do the creative thing throughout her career. Kit's instinct is to come up with something more artistic, rather than something more orthodox for the Vacuum project.
Making them kind of like cartoon Pokemons, and that was really cute, but it's not professional, so.
But suppress those instincts.
Just want to draw a kid.
Turned out some really uninspired products. She has no ideas, really crappy, boring ideas when she tries to approach it from a way that she's expected to. Really unique, really good ideas when she approaches it from her own way. But just because you find something you believe in and you pursue it doesn't mean that people are necessarily going to go along with you. She gets booted from the project, from the company as well. Not to say that the journey was a failure just because the destination wasn't what they intended. They still picked up skills along the way. Enough to advance Virgil down his own career path.
The transfer to another store, where my extensive saw knowledge has granted me the coveted position of assistant store manager.
Virgil!
Kit also advances from all of this. She really couldn't go without her creativity. It's an essential characteristic of who Kit is. She's just trying to be the best version of herself. Best version of herself. Oh, no, it's Captain Marvel.
Well, you don't like coffee.
No, that was just old Kit. She didn't try hard enough to like things that are disgusting.
She knew her likes and dislikes. It's okay to change. You know, it's okay to do what everybody else is doing.
I love doing what everybody else is doing.
That's teamwork.
Well, that's what a team is.
I guess this movie doesn't want to paint anybody as being in the wrong, and that's actually great. That's great, actually.
We're all just looking for happiness. And maybe, if we're lucky, we can just buy it in a store.
And the salesman says that there's a lady who needs you more than me. So you're gonna be her friend.
I know what you're thinking. Like, no, unicorns aren't real. But they are. And they'll love you forever. Forever.
Okay.
You don't have to follow your dreams, but you can take them with you. This film seems oddly enamored of You Take Me All the Way There by Alex Greenwald of Phantom Planet.
You take me all the way there.
You guys still like me, right? They would too if I was Kevin the Perfect.
And once we were worlds apart, but hey, that's just how it starts. You take me all the way there.
All the way.
It was impressive.
Why that song in particular? I mean, what does that have to do with unicorns? Or maybe Wing and a Prayer could do with Pegasus and also another Pegasus. You know, more than one of those. But unicorns, not really as much. So it turns out that at the time that the movie was being made, Alex Greenwald and Brie Larson were engaged. But as of the time that Netflix released the film, that engagement has been called off.
It was impressive.
Compiling all these clips, recutting where they cut, really makes you notice a lot of the editing. It's a really interesting exercise. I recommend doing it if you want to. Because good editing is invisible, obviously. It doesn't always have to be. Like, sometimes match cuts are designed to draw attention to themselves, but like a really good match cut is also invisible. I love this match cut. This is a pretty good, possibly inadvertent match cut. I love the continuity adding between these two shots. I mean, that's something that not even the Joker creator could pull off. They reach for some super low-hanging fruits with this one, like the no dab reference. Like, that was sometimes being an adult means that you fail at the things you love doing. Very wise. I don't have to be on this side of the screen. You get to see the crappy side of the puppet instead of the awesome side.
The most grown-up thing you can do is fail at things you really care about.
Really? Because I'm really good at messing things up.
See? You're a grown-up. And I love you.
I love you too.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to be just fine. You know that? The most important thing in the whole world, right here.
So what do you think?